Hey folks, and welcome back to Let's Play Baldur's Gate 3! Last time on Baldur's Gate 3, we made our way down to the Underdark. And we found the this is the Selûnite outpost. Above us is the Temple of Selûne that the goblins had taken over. Yes, this ladder would lead up to the goblin-infested temple. And our goal is to make our way through the Underdark to a Temple of Shar that's supposedly down here. And that temple, then, supposedly, we should be able to go up through that to get to Moonrise Towers, bypassing the, worst parts of the Shadow Curse.
Watch your back. Should be easy.
Now, whether we actually... how viable this plan actually is, Amity, of course, doesn't know for certain.
Get going.
We're basing all this off speculation and centuries-old information. Ketheric Thorm supposedly made an army of dark justiciars to wage war against the Selûnites. And Halsin believes that there was a passage through the Underdark from the Dark Justiciar's training ground to the Selûnite Temple. Oh, a Helmet of Smiting. Bolstering Smite. When you apply a condition with one of your Smite spells, you gain temporary hit points equal to your Charisma modifier, and +1 to con save. A set of runes has been expertly worked into the helmet's filigree. Almost imperceptible, but powerful nonetheless. And this is medium armor. Now, Smite, that's a paladin thing. We don't currently have any paladins in the party, but let's send that to camp, because it is a valuable thing.
That's curious.
Aha! And we've a secret door. A trap, eh? Well, good thing we've got a Stadion with us.
Such depth to the shadows. I don't care what others say about the Underdark. It's beautiful down here.
I'm used to a crypt's gloom. This is something else.
Yeah, they're not wrong. It really is very pretty down here.
What now?
Elixir of lightning resistance and some... we also gonna need to unlock this. That's that. Cat's Grace is... I mean, Astarion already can pretty consistently pick even the toughest locks. But with that, with the advantage that gives that's just insane. And we have here Luminous Armor, 15 AC, Radiating Shockwave. When the wearer deals radiant damage, they cause a radiant shockwave, which means inflict radiating orb on a in a 3 meter radius. And Radiating Orb. Afflicted entity has -1 to attack rolls for each remaining turn. It also sheds bright light in the area surrounding it. Reduce the duration by 2 each time the entity makes an attack. Many an adventurer has found themselves swallowed up by the dark throat of some nameless dungeon, aching for a glimpse of light. This is medium armor. Shouldn't that be themself, singular, if it's an adventurer? Whatever. Let's give this to Shadowheart. She has a few, radiant spells. She got her Sacred Flame, she's got her Guiding Bolt. Spirit Guardians lets you choose between Radiant and Necrotic. I feel weird about having her as a Sharon use the Radiant. It's just, it feels wrong. If I'm not mistaken, the tabletop 5e rules for Spirit Guardians is that you don't get to choose between Radiant and Necrotic. It's based on... It's either based on the caster's alignment, or it's based on the caster's god's alignment. I think it's the god's alignment. So, evil gods... a cleric of an evil god will have Necrotic. Cleric of good or neutral god will have Radiant. So since Shadowheart is a cleric of an evil goddess, I am sticking with doing necrotic damage. It just feels more thematic, you know? Radiant Shockwave, blah blah blah, we just read all that. Oh, that looks terrible on her. Not her color at all.
No one back home will ever believe this.
I'm ready.
So let's try this, see if that's... Oh! Yeah, that works.
Still breathing, despite everything. Have to keep
Alright. Oh, and we found a note which reveals that the Night Song, the relic that Aradin and his band they were looking for. The Night Song is not actually here in the Temple of Selûne. It is in the Temple of Shar, which is adjacent. Alright, whither next? So, find the Night Song is pointing that way. Travel through the Underdark. Yeah, we'll need to explore. And we have... Oh. Petrified Drow. So these... Yeah. I mean, from this distance, Amity probably doesn't realize that they're petrified and just sees statues? No, these can't be just statues. There's something... Oh, lae'zel was in range of that. Oops. Sorry. And sorry, that guy. This is creepy. Oh, that's a horrifying monster. I should have seen that coming, honestly. Well, I saw that coming. Amity didn't. Yes. I have played this game before, so I know... Oh, that was a bad hit. There is a non-zero chance... Okay, I was gonna say a non-zero chance of Amity dying before she gets turned, but no, we're good. Okay, so this fellow, concentrating on the darkness, but also has, Spectator's Charm. A feeble enchantment prevents this creature from attacking the Spectator. Any damage could break it. So...
Quickly.
Let's... Now, I want to... I want to attack, but not kill him, ideally. If I can land a hit that breaks the charm... Yes! See, now he's not going after the Spectator. Or not going after us, he is gonna go after the Spectator now. And Astarion can back up a little bit.
Victory awaits.
Now, lae'zel
Make way.
can rush in and lacerate and rend the enemy's body and soul and possibly stun them. Yeah, that sounds fun. Aw, missed. I should have done Pommel Strike first, because the daze, if it hits, makes them easier to hit. I always forget to do that. Oh, nice.
Moving.
And Shadowheart can... Yeah, Guiding Bolt. Ooh. Nice hit from Dorn there. And if I move here, that is technically out of anyone's line of sight, so he can hide. And can I do a piercing shot, a piercing strike that is also a sneak attack? I'm not sure that I can.
Let's find some prey.
And he can hide in the darkness. I know he's blinded now, but that's fine. It's probably immune to trip, but I think it does more damage. Oh, nice. That's nice. Well, let's action surge.
Dust on my tongue. I offer to parley, and he brings a spectator. Twit. Quite ruined my ambush. Now, you are?
The curious fellow. I'm Amity. You're welcome for the rescue.
Rescue? Helpless babes are rescued. I allowed you to assist me. I am Dawn, third son of House Bartol, first rank evoker, and initiate of Graven Hollows. Oh. Oh, no, no, my dear dark gods below, no!
A memory shard.
A container onto which brief mental impressions are projected and stored for years at a time.
Ah, cool. Amity knows what that is. Looks like that memory shard's fading. Seems like you've been frozen like that for a while.
Far longer than I realized. Then my enemies have already found the forge. Which bastard stole my glory? Zargrim? Philro?
Rings a bell, I'm afraid.
Impossible! The master of the adamantine forge would be known and feared throughout the Underdark. Unless... Ha! The fools must have turned back, or, better yet, died in the search. Good. If they had just surrendered their research to me, we might have found the forge together. But no, they hoarded their knowledge, left each of us clinging to scraps. I had the good sense to lock mine away in the shard. And now I can claim the forge alone.
So, yeah, this fellow seems a bit sketchy. Amity, of course, has heard stories of the Underdark, so she's not really surprised. She knows that Drow culture is, pretty cutthroat. She doesn't approve, but she's not here to cast judgment. She is intrigued by this adamantium forge, or adamantine forge. Would she offer to partner up? Amity's not really interested in wealth, beyond, you know, just having enough to get by. She's more interested in stories, but this sounds like an interesting story. This guy doesn't seem like he's really interested. But no, I think the opportunity for adventure intrigues her. This forge sounds interesting. Perhaps we can claim it together and split the proceeds.
Enterprising of you. The others knew of the forge's defenses, its operation, but I am the only one who knows its location. You proved your power in freeing me, but I need no more rivals. Try to take this as a compliment, yes?
It's rude. That's really quite rude indeed. Let's... Yeah, let's hold both of them.
Villainous prick. Swift and lethal.
Extremely impolite of them, I must say. You know, let's use non-lethal. Amity wasn't here to pick a fight. She just rescued these people. She'd feel bad about killing them immediately after saving them.
Time for a cull. With pleasure.
Another fight. Let's go. I saw this for a game of soldiers.
I think he's frozen like that while he's knocked out. Yeah, I would prefer not to kill them.
Victory awaits.
Okay. Well. Seeing as he was so terribly rude, I'm going to take his stuff.
Shadow. Such a grim name for such a beautiful flower.
Could you not stare so blatantly in my neck when you say that, please?
Oh, but do keep calling her Flower. She'll love that.
You know, let's not take his supplies. That'd be rude. When he wakes up, he's... Okay, so the blast pendant... I'll take that. I like the stuff about stuff from Ear to the Sparkstruck. Blast pendant. Lightning blast as a class action. Focus the electricity in your veins to strengthen your next lightning spell or cantrip. Your next lightning spell or cantrip deals additional lightning damage equal to your remaining lightning charges. On hit, all your lightning charges are consumed. It can be used once per long rest. Though they only worked together for a short time, it is hard to overstate the influence Lenore the Cleric of Mystra had on Ura the Sparkstruck, who often likened harnessing lightning to manipulating the weave. And the memory shard coiled shadows move within this crystal as if something were trapped within. Yeah, we gotta check this out.
The crystal shines only faintly. A memory shard, the wizard had called it.
It looks like a Skyrim soul gem. Like, almost exactly. The coloration, the shape. Yeah. Very reminiscent. I think we're gonna long rest pretty much immediately after this, so we can use the Fox's Cunning. Bit overkill for a 10 DC, but...
The crystal's glow swells, drawing you into its depths. You are transported somewhere deep, loud, and hot as the hells themselves. Within the Underdark's bowels, beyond an ancient stronghold, hovers a giant hammer, waiting to fall. An echoing clang, and you're back to yourself, left only with a firm sense of a place, a grand forge.
Huh. Looks interesting.
Should mind my step. Always room for more.
And here, the spectator's eyes. Ray of Fear frightens your target for 2 turns. Wounding Ray deals 2d8 necrotic damage, both on long rest. Spectators are hideous aberrations that float above the ground, fiercely staring around and shooting beams at anything they don't appreciate. I'm not sure who we should give this to. Shadowheart, perhaps?
Long way to go still.
Yeah, she doesn't have an amulet, so...
Assume nothing.
And lae'zel, oh, she does have an amulet. Good, and it's a Githyanki amulet, so that's something she wants to keep.
Is that blood? No, never mind.
And Iswai doesn't have
Path lies before me.
anything too terribly useful, it doesn't look like. Now, we have a path down here. poison we can give to Astarion. The arrow to lae'zel. And Amity will hang on to the gold. I think, before we venture on, even though Amity is full spell slots, I think we should long rest. Make sure we're all refreshed for exploring the Underdark.
Scratch! So called because you like to scratch behind the ear?
Aw, that's cute. Yeah, let's pet the dog. Oh. Or not? Can we pet the dog? There we go. Let's check in with everyone, I suppose.
Copper for your thoughts.
You wish to speak?
Haven't I already asked this? This secret stronghold in the Underdark, you must know more.
Precious little. But I'm quite certain it can still be found. Aradin was convinced there was a hidden entrance in the Temple of Selûne. I'd start there.
Right, that doesn't tell us anything new. Also, Amity, is covered in grime. I know I've got a bar of soap around here somewhere. Do I not have?
No time to rest.
No, I don't have soap. Don't have anything to clean up with. Oh well.
You must have questions.
Nothing to talk about with lae'zel, unfortunately. Oh, Gale has something, though. Ah, cool. Amity, as a bard, can recognize... recognize that face. Ah, Mystra, the matron of magic herself. An ambitious desire indeed to hold her in your hands.
Oh. My, you startled me. It's miles away.
Is everything alright?
Just pondering what I lost. Mystra commands all magic. Salvation, if such a thing exists, is hers to bestow or withhold. And yet even now, more than I fear losing my own self and soul, I fear losing my command of her art. Magic is my life. I've been in touch with the weave for as long as I can remember. There's nothing like it. It's like music, poetry, physical beauty, all rolled into one and given expression through the senses. Is it the same for you?
Oh, I like this line. Yes, yeah, I think this is how Amity sees it, because, like... Yeah, to her... music and magic are almost synonymous. Or at least, music is her form of magic. Magic is music, poetry, beauty. Though I suspect you and I perform it differently.
Fair enough. Though in the end, we're still playing the same composition. Perhaps I can show you what I mean by reaching into the weave together.
Oh, by all means.
Then follow my lead. Now you.
Yes, okay, as a bard, she can imitate the gesture with ease. She's an accomplished performer. I guess that's why she doesn't need the check. An accomplished performer and a magical one at that.
A familiar feeling, like a kind word and a kind touch at the same time. It's warm and comfortable.
Excellent. Now, repeat after me. Athran mistraril kantrak eo.
To do a yes. Spelt the words with a little flourish on eo. Little more difficult, but no, there's no way she's gonna fail this unless she rolls a 1. And yeah, I think Amity would embellish a little.
Ah, yes. The scent of rosewater and a sense of well-being. A sliver of weave that tastes sweet on the tongue.
Very good. Now, I want you to picture in your mind the concept of harmony, as true as you can.
Amity doesn't really have memories of happy family moments from her early youth. Well, maybe. Sort of. More bad times than good, though. But in her performance, that's where she finds harmony, in her music. And that's what she draws from now.
You see, or is it sense, the unmistakable presence of Mystra, the Lady of Mysteries. There's something like the anticipation of a kiss, then the pleasure of being cloaked in peace. You are safe. You are nestled in the cup of Mystra's hand.
You did it! You're channeling the weave. How does it feel?
I want Amity to respond here. I guess not option 1, I think that's steering the conversation in a direction that Amity isn't interested in going. I don't think she's vain enough to say this. I think, yeah, effortless. You're a wonderful teacher.
Oh, I know.
The weave connects you. The moment feels intimate.
Yeah. Amity's not interested in Gale in that way. Like, not even a little. But, so like, this is kind of an option where if you want to pursue a romance with Gale, then you could, lean into that. But, I think this is a good place to end the lesson. Amity's, enjoyed this experience, but doesn't want to take things further.
The weave evaporates, and as it does so, you realize the night feels suddenly cold and lonesome.
Oh. There it goes. How easily things slip away from us, no matter how hard they were in the obtaining. Good night. I enjoyed sharing a moment of magic with you.
The thing about Gale is it's hard to tell where the, romantic stuff begins with him, because he's just an innately romantic person. So, it's hard to tell when he's, I don't know, flirting might be the wrong word, but, when he's, actually being romantic and just being, and when he's being just Gale. But, I think Amity... Yeah, as I mentioned, that is an opportunity to pursue romance with Gale. I believe. I've never actually done that. I am too gay to ever romance a male character in a video game. Just does not appeal to me. So I can't speak from experience, but I think that's the path there if I had chosen those other dialogue options. Amity quite likes Gale at this point, considers him a good friend. But yeah, that's about it. Let's talk to Will.
Well met.
Who has also nothing to say. This is a really pretty camp, I must say. Really pretty. I really like the Underdark and how it's depicted in this game. It's so vibrant, but I don't know, I love that it's dark and vibrant at the same time. It's very similar to Skyrim's Blackreach, which I also really enjoy. That's twice I've compared something to Skyrim here. Incidentally, the Arena Let's Play, I'm hoping to get the final few episodes recorded within the next few days. I did not mean for it to take so long. I miss that playthrough. I miss Florence so much. And I'm also really eager to start the Daggerfall playthrough. Well, I've got my own Daggerfall playthrough, just my private playthrough, not on the channel. Currently ongoing as well, that I'm in the middle of. Anyway, let's go to bed. No. I'm surprised we didn't get any sort of scene or anything. Yeah, I kind of expected to have a couple scenes queued at this point. Oh well. Oof. It's been useful having Astarion with us for the lockpicking, but now that we're exploring wilderness, I'm thinking maybe we swap Astarion out for Gale. Yeah.
What's on your mind?
Oh, we've got a lot of dialogue with him, actually. I was wondering about that mighty lord you told me about in your story. Yes. Can't believe Amity hasn't asked him this. Is, given her love for stories. Surprised she hasn't asked yet.
Ah, yes. Karsus. Karsus was perhaps the most powerful wizard that ever lived. The child who would be a god, the elves called him. And he tried. With a spell of his own devising, he endeavored to usurp in one fell swoop the power of the goddess of magic. Mistral, she was called then. Imagine what it must have felt like. To be a god. To know yourself, to be untouchable. To be mistaken. As Karsus aimed his spell at her, she began to unravel. And with her, the entire weave. Too late did he realize what he had unleashed. It would have been the end of everything had not Mistral sacrificed herself. The goddess of magic is all magic. By dying, the entire weave was lost, and the spell that challenged a god failed. It was the end of Mistral, the end of Karsus, and the end of an entire civilization. As the child who would be a god was turned to stone, his empire came crashing down around him. The floating cities of Netheril were no more, an event that came to be known as Karsus's folly.
Yes, I think Amity's going to think of the similar stories of hubris that she has heard and that she has sung. Nothing good ever comes from mortals wanting to be gods.
Loving them has its side effects as well.
Now, so many centuries later, I try to follow in the footsteps of Karsus. Not to destroy Mistra, but to prove my love for her. I tried to control only a fraction of the magic that was unleashed that fateful day. I merely sought to return one tiny diamond to an imperfect crown. Gale's folly, one might call it. History, repetition. It's the way things go.
If you ever feel the Netherese magic overtaking you, what will you do?
If it should ever come to that, if I ever know I am no longer able to stop it, I will do anything I can to ensure no one but me pays for my mistakes. I will find the remotest place on the surface of Faerun, or perhaps far below in the depths of the Underdark. I will await that death, alone. I promise I will not betray your trust. You kept me by your side despite the menace that I am. If worst comes to worst, I will be long gone before the curtain falls.
Let's hope it doesn't come to that. Join me, why don't you? There's plenty of adventure to be had.
I'd be delighted, though someone else will need to watch the cookpot, of course.
You can take Astadion's place. He'll stay here at camp.
Back in the thick of things at last. Oh, how exciting.
And Gale has leveled up. Health from 37 to 44. Got a new level 3 spell slot. Subclass features Potent Cantrip. Your cantrips become harder to evade entirely. When a creature succeeds its saving throw against one of your cantrips, it still takes half the cantrip's damage, but suffers no additional effects. That's pretty good. And he gets 2 new Fireball. Gotta be Fireball, right? And let's learn something that's not Evocation, because he can learn Evocation spells more cheaply. Sleet Storm, perhaps. That'll disrupt enemy spellcasters. The shield is good. When you are about to be hit by an enemy, increase your armor class by 5. You take no damage from magic missile, and this is a reaction. So it's kind of like a parry, essentially. So if an enemy rolls an attack roll that's like only 5 or less above Gale's AC, shield can just block it. It's a useful one. Witch Bolt has not been particularly useful. So let's swap that out for shield. And what do I want to swap for the fireball? I think shatter. I don't think we found much that needs shatter. Oh, actually, that's a lot of level 3 spells. Let's take haste off and put shatter back. I didn't read out what fireball does. It's a ball of fire. It's 8d6 fire damage in an AoE on a dex save. Targets who save take half damage. Pretty straightforward. And we shall continue to explore the Underdark in the next episode. Thank you all so much for watching. Click the like button if you liked the video, or click the dislike button if you didn't. If you want to see more Baldur's Gate 3 or Elder Scrolls, go ahead and subscribe. Y'all have a great day, and I will see you next time.